when you see other certain things, when you step out a little bit and get a perspective, it makes things straight in comparison. You got a warning. Working in Christian recovery brings a special challenge to most Christian counselors. The question always asked is why? Why do I have to go to so many meetings? Why do I have to be here? And if it wasn't for all my parole officer candidates, what happened to me in the past, move all the people, I was fine. And this is, I'm telling my story. All right. I used to tell my parole officer, man, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be here. Yeah, I was fine, running on parole with no intention of reporting. Yeah, pipe, crack, and all that went with it. I was fine. It's you that's my problem. Hey, somebody know what I'm talking about. So why so many meetings? We come to the meetings. We come to the meetings because, and I was 3 points: focus, faith, and fellowship. Focus, faith, and fellowship. And I was thinking last night, as you are in recovery, life is going to show up. It's a natural yin for yang thing. And we don't always have the tools to deal with life on life's terms, especially when it gets difficult. But someone in here knows your story. Because what the enemy seeks to do is get you to believe that what you're going through is unique. Nobody can understand me. And we get frustrated. I would get frustrated in treatment with my counselor and say, man, I don't need this. I'll show you, I'm finna go get high. Need this, when they just ask me to do something. It's 2 things always got to me. Asking me to do something and no. No. How you gonna tell me something? No, they tell you no and man, oh man. I'm wrong, I'm a bum man. That was mine. That's part of my story. Help you keep your focus. Meeting, sharing, bumping up against others in recovery. Being in a safe, loving environment where you can share your story. Venting. Being able to vent. One brother I was talking to, as you go in recovery, most people who've experienced a while, success can be difficult. I'm fine as long as you don't make me the supervisor, because success we self-sabotage. I'm cool when I can hide behind everybody else and sit on my talent, but when they ask me to sing at the church, I'm finna go use self-sabotage. So we are strengthened through mutual experience. That's why so many meetings. A lot of us isolate in our recovery. All right, and that's a dangerous item to be on. Thinking that no one can understand you. I ain't talking to them. They don't know my story. Well, I ain't like them. I can take a brother down to the mission early the other day and told him, look at the numbers, because some of us believe that I can use. They suckers. They weak. Yeah. So I took him down there on San Julian, and we did the numbers count of who's weak, and they a sucker. It won't affect me. I let him talk to some of the brothers that had that same idea, that they weak, man, they suckers, man. Dudes right there in the program. I can use weed, drink a beer on the weekends. Ain't gonna affect me, they just weak. And it's snowballing. Now you're out there on San Julian with the shame and the guilt. Thank you, Lord Jesus, for that little reprieve right there. And you know who I thought about Mike just now? Remember that guy we saw today with that bag?
Yeah. What did you mention?
Everything on, walking like this, feet hurting, tired. shoes, wasn't going to complain about the food, wasn't going to say nothing. The feet hurting and everything. Yeah. Think he was going to complain about the food? Or if they asked him to do something, we need you to go to a meeting? Yes or no, sir? Yeah. Sometimes we get an interesting perspective. Amen. We get an interesting, why so many meetings? Meetings help us stay focused on our recovery. I should have asserted that. On our recovery. Sometimes we, like children, sometimes we get clean and all lights come on, you become more aware of everything that's going on. Everything that's going on. Except what's going on within. I'm here. I'm here. I was in a meeting with a guy who had 19 years clean. Said he hated meetings. Didn't want to be here. But then he said, I need this stuff. I need this. He had learned over time through trial and error. And I need this. I don't like recovery. I don't like none of this. But I know if I don't come to these meetings, I'm going to be in the penitentiary. Because that's the type of addict I am. Yeah, other folk can use and stay on the street and run in and out, you know, and get, but he wasn't that type of addict. He know if he stopped going, I'm going to jail. And a light came on. We need, why so many meetings? And with an interesting perspective, there's some folk would love to be in this meeting. Go ask them up in Chino and San Quentin. They'd rather have to be here, trade places with you. Civil Brand and CIW and all, they'd love to be here and in a treatment program. Yeah, the judge offered them to it, and they said, I don't want a program. Send me to jail. Also, ask someone familiar with recovery and relapse, what happened when the last time they stopped going to meetings? Think about that question. Or in our own experience, what happened the last time you stopped going to meetings? See, but it's focus. If you put a frog in cool water and gradually turn up the heat, he'll boil to death. But if you put him in hot water, he'll jump right out. And that's what happens to us in recovery time. We slowly forget the trauma of our addiction. Get 10 years, get some folk right in my church. They'll stand up on Sunday and say, hey, I'm 15 years, who got a birthday this month? They stand right up, ask them to come volunteer, tell us, oh man, I'm not coming up. And we forget the pain and the trauma. Right? Get a new car and a job. The Bible says the cares of this life and the deceitfulness of riches choke out the word. And we be apt to forget. I know the guy from, you remember the movie The Soloists? He stays right in, what's that? Volunteers of America. Nathaniel. Yeah, for a while he'll be cool. Then he stopped taking his medication, barking at the moon. And that's what happens to us when we start coming into these meetings. And we gradually, something fills that void. Something fills the void. Faith, step 2. And I was thinking about faith. Meeting strengthen us for the journey. Right? Meeting strengthen us for the journey. You ever seen an agitator of a washing machine? Getting the dirt out? Because we'll have psychological perspectives or graven images of ourselves. And here in the meeting, you say, that ain't true. I'll give you an example. There was a time I believe I would never stop going to jail. I thought I was prepared. I would get out and save money, give it to my mama, knowing I'm going to go back to jail. Because that's where I was until I went to a meeting one day, and I know the brother said, I ain't never going back to jail. And you say that about a bunch of parolees, they're gonna start buying the devil. Because they don't believe that that paradigm can be broken. They never say never. But the brother had made a conscious decision to live differently. And that's what changes the paradigm. And it's a process. Last one is fellowship. We need each other. We need each other for the journey of recovery. And it's a process. Journey of one of the myths about recovery is people don't believe that change is painful and difficult at times. As you begin to work through the layers of your yesterdays, we're all sum totals of our yesterdays. And as you begin to work through that, it's painful and it can be difficult. Some of the things you'll be asked to address. But in places like this, as you learn in a loving environment and begin, because you're asked to undress. You're asked to undress and you can feel safe talking about certain things that have bothered you for so long. Some of us are hindered by things that happened in our childhood. Folks spoke certain things over us, and we internalized it. And we need each other. Somebody gonna say, that ain't true, man. That ain't true. That ain't true. I know it ain't true. Meetings help us also stop making excuses. Because you hear somebody say, man, I've been clean 20 years. And God did it for them, they can do it for me. And you can learn intricately the changes they made to get from point A to point B. Also, you learn the destination is the journey. The journey is the destination. We're always trying to finish, but the journey is actually the destination. And I'm going to close with this. Why so many meetings? I was thinking about that last night. And we need to really change. They help us to change our perspectives and get used to recovery. Where you want to be in 5 years? How you plan on getting there? Who can help you? We learn all those answers in rooms like this. Working in Christian recovery brings a special challenge to most Christian counselors. The question always asked, why? Why do I have to go to so many meetings? Or can I go to church instead of meetings? For some reason, even after leaving a residential program, many believe they are healed and vow never to return to anything related to recovery. They believe that everything they went through on the streets, drinking and using, combined with 9 months to a year in a treatment facility is surely enough punishment. And there's no way I would ever drink or use again. They forget that this sickness is like a bad cold that comes back if you don't continue taking the medicine. Even family members or loved ones buy into the sick thinking and will co-sign this behavior. Maybe it's because the addict has been gone so long that they now want them around, or they never had faith in the recovery process in the first place. They believe they can watch the recovering person better, so they allow them to stay at home, not knowing they're setting them up for relapse. Meetings help us learn to become a recovered person. You don't need this thank God. A light gonna come on. You're gonna find it. That was all that was bothering me. Is that it? Is that what's been causing that? Been causing me the issues? I'm telling you, is that it? I remember, this is what I used to do. You remember whenever you was younger and you was more flexible and you could kick yourself in the behind? That's what happens in places like this. Is that it? Was that what has been causing me to stumble for so long? In places like this, you learn that. Amen?